Cayus, 5-minute showtime. Over to you.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. So I'm Renaud, the co-founder and CEO of Cayus. So we are in the leadership excellence space. Let's take the example of the healthcare industry, where leadership is one of the top 3 priorities. Because when there's leadership issues, it makes the news because it has an impact on the patient's care. And so how does the NHS react to this? They invested in a 10-year leadership program to support the managers. And how are going to measure this? They're going to use survey. And using surveys today is like you're going snorkeling into the Great Barrier Reef, looking at those nice corals and fish, but with a foggy mask. You don't see much. You see opinions. What we are suggesting and providing at Cayus is that anti-fog mask, so you can see those corals. How we do that, we measure all of the communications between the managers and their teams, looking at Visio transcripts, emails, as well as chats, and we analyze them through our proprietary models, so the managers will get scores so they can improve themselves, because you can't improve what you can't measure. And then there will be the HR that will have aggregated data. They don't have access to the specific scores of those individuals, but they can look at the bigger picture and see by departments where they need to invest, and they can have that baseline on where they're at in their leadership excellence and how they need to get to. This is all integrated within Microsoft 365 at the moment, so there's no login and it's in the flow of work for those managers. Looking at the market, this is the global market for the TAM, SAM, SOM. We're very much focusing to start with in the healthcare industry, and we validated this value proposition through numerous interviews with CHROs that allowed us to secure those 2 pilots, and one of them is in the industry with 1,300 plus employees. Our motto is very much around those proprietary models that we're developing, and the more customers we have, the more data, the more we're building that moat for our models to be impactful and relevant. Now, looking at this beautiful team, there's my co-founder on the left-hand side. You've got Loic, who's responsible to develop the French market. He's the one who closed those 2 first pilots. There's our CTO co-founder, Damien, was the first employee of Signal AI, another data software. Myself was been in the software industry for 15 years, turned professional coach as well. And our unfair advantage is really about Rachel, who's the former CTO of WPP, BT, and Mark & Spencer, who's been primarily involved in those transformation projects alongside HR. Now, the ask, we're raising 1 million right now. We've closed our first tranche of 100K, and the use of funds, don't look at this graph, this is wrong. We are investing 45% in the product, 35% in the go-to-market execution, and finally on the rest on the working capital. So the priority is very much to prove that execute that go-to-market strategy so that we can get into that scaling phase to go and raise those Series A in about 18 months' time. Thank you very much.
Okay, so round of applause. First man on the ramp. I thought that was a great job. We've now got judges' questions. You've got some excellent judges here who will introduce themselves. Over to the judges.
Switching on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you for the presentation. I really loved seeing that you had customer research, you had customer interviews, so that's always a good signal. I would love to know a bit more about how did you learn about the problem, or like what did you really like make you think about that this is the product that's lacking on the market, that's something you can build? Was it from your personal experience? Was it from the interviews that you made in search for a product and so on?
Yeah, it's very much about this discovery call that we had in the market. So we talked to a lot of CHROs, mid-market and large companies. And one of the main issues that comes back, the main pain points, is very much around the fact that they can't, it's difficult for them to get the budget because it's very difficult to prove the return on investment. So you know, when it's based on opinions, it's very much based on the belief of the executive team that leadership is where we need to invest or not. So that's why we're providing that data so that they have hard facts now.
Thank you.
Hi, can you hear me now? Thank you, that was great. I'm Stephen Roberts, partner at ECI, so we're a growth investor. I was just interested to know what you think your ideal customer profile is and who will buy this.
Yeah, of course, we're focusing, we've got 3 strategies for the go-to-market. The first one is that we're focusing on agnostic industry, right? Then we also have some, like a huge network in the healthcare, that's the top priority, so that's where we believe that there will be a lot more like buying signals. We're looking at the mid-market between like 500 to 2,000 employees. That would be our sweet spots, but we're also in our pipeline talking to large companies.
Great, thank you. And one more question very quickly, if I may. So I guess the leadership requirements in different businesses is going to be very different, and there's different flavors of what good leadership looks like. So just interested in the kind of scientific underpin of leadership excellence.
Yeah, that's right. So we've got the models that we have right now. They are the foundations of leadership. So it's how effective do you communicate goals, tasks, decisions, feedback. But we're partnering with universities in the behavioral sciences space. And the idea is very much to add a layer to our product where the companies, based on their goals, they can configure it so that they will have their the scores that will reflect and that will be aligned to what they're trying to achieve.
Very good, thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. Why did you choose such a tough, high friction beachhead in terms of medical in the French system? Why not something smaller in terms of companies that you can validate quicker?
Well, as I said, we're starting very agnostic. I've got a lot of senior salespeople in my network and within my team, so we are looking at first our network. Now this is a vertical that we are exploring because of the top priority, because we already have a pipeline with quite a few people that we have discussion with. We're in the exploring phase. This is not set in stone. This is really testing.
Thank you very much for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Magnifique.
Well done, thank you.
Merci.